Good morning, Uganda. Welcome back from that conversation with Robert Chirabo Nyonyi Ntono. And I think my takeaway was, why should it be the narrative that in case you need to hide anything from an African, you must hide it in a book? I think it has to change. It's high time that changed. So get yourselves books, any books that we do recommend here, please. Do engage and inform yourself. One of the things I love about reading is the fact that I get to explore the world even before I literally explore it when I fly out. At least I get to explore it through a book, through words, and I get to interact with the author, see their mind, see their headspace, interact with them until God gives me the opportunity to actually fly out and perhaps also get to meet these authors. But away from that, this is Good Morning Uganda, the Friday edition. And again, we are back with yet another conversation to inspire you this Friday edition. Now, this morning, we're back with the conversation on the Luo Legacy Dinner, one that we had last Friday, and back at it to make sure that you learn and relearn, but above all else, have plot for your weekend as you engage into the Legacy Dinner that is happening tomorrow at the Sheraton Hotel. In studio with me, the usual suspect. I almost want to call him now a co-host because he was with me, we did the show together, and he's back yet again, and that is the president of the Luo Foundation, Dennis Obita, with me. And this time round, he has come along with Colonel retired Dr. John Francis Ongea, who is the board chair for the Luo Foundation. It's a very good pleasure to have the both of you gentlemen.
Thank you.
And I'll start with Colonel retired. A very good morning to you.
Morning, Madam.
It's a pleasure having you this morning.
Pleasure.
Especially for such a conversation such as this.
Welcome.
All right, Dennis Obita, the president of the Luo Foundation. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody watching us.
All right, and to you, wherever you're watching us from, thank you so much for choosing UBC TV this morning. Please do engage in the conversation. My Luo people, always on the show Monday to Friday, and this one is for you as well. All right, 0709-602-592. For the sake of a preamble and giving context to the conversation, I'll start with you, Mr. President, as you give us a preamble of what the Luo Foundation is.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure again to be here. The Luo Foundation, like I said previously, is an organization that's registered both in Uganda and in Canada as a non-profit that is culture-centered, to celebrate culture, to preserve culture, to nurture culture, and to promote culture, really, at speaking. And so we are excited that for the first time in Uganda, we are having the Luo Legacy Dinner, which is a space that we've organized to celebrate Luo culture, connect with and among the Luos and people from outside the Luo, but people that enjoy culture and want to experience what Luo culture is. And so the dinner is about that and bigger things as well.
Right. Now, Dr. John Francis, you being the board chair of the Luo Foundation, you being part of the Luo Foundation, what exactly does it mean for a gentleman with all your honor and God surrounding you? What does this mean for you?
Yeah, I think, thanks so much, our host. Thank you so much, UBC, and thank you so much, the listeners and the viewers. Right, like I was introduced at the beginning, I am Colonel retired Dr. John Francis Ongea. I come from Lira, specifically Obanga Pewany, which is in Ereda Shamba. Luo Foundation, maybe I come from the perspective of how I got to get myself involved into it and how it has come with me this long. 2021, I was supposed to go to Canada, taking my daughter for medication at Sick Kids Hospital. So the first thing our ambassador did was to introduce me to Dennis Obita, who was in Canada. So when we reached Canada, I was received by Obita and other people, and little did I know that the Luo Foundation was already in its infancy, and but the spirits behind it was already at work. So they received us, they took us to the first hotel. I didn't understand the system there, but they took care of us. Then later, we managed to settle in Canada. Then Dennis took me through the vision, the mission of the Luo Foundation, which I liked it so much. Let me even unskin this. I come from Lira, like I've told you. I'm a Langi. But Dennis, somebody from Gulu, receiving me more or less like a brother. I started asking myself, I said, this is a bit unusual, because people who go out mainly believe that they've gone there to make some money, they want to save it, they don't have even time for you. If they have any time, that's the general character in those Western world. But to Dennis, it was a bit different. They paid a lot of attention to me and the family, and I really liked it. Then I started now digging in to understand what is the Luo Foundation all about. These are people who had traveled. He had been in America, all those places. Said, until we bring ourselves together, life may not be very comfortable for our brothers and sisters who are coming to this Western world for the first time also. Besides, I had a very large family, so I needed attention. I was brought on board. He took me even to his house, and a number of things. So I said, right, I think this is a good idea that kind of bring people together, encourage development, and I settled in Canada with the help of the Luo Foundation. So that one, I give it a very good credit for that purpose. Dennis, thank you so much. I wanted people to understand that how did they come into to pick interest in the Luo Foundation. Right, when I was done with the Canada, we now discussed, said, why don't we introduce this at the onset, so that our people get to understand it, so that we move together. In this case, let's get to Uganda. We look at the geographical scope of the Luo. We look at the West Nile, the Alur. We look at the Acholi region. We look at the Lango. We look at the Kumam, go now to Tororo, then cross to Tanzania and Kenya. By the way, in 1998, I was a student in Tanzania at Munduli. And one of the lecturers happened to be a Luo. One morning, I wasn't feeling well. I didn't attend the lectures. This gentleman tells our class that I'm not going to lecture because my brother is not here. So all those are things that kind of touch. You feel that there are people who culturally have that attraction that they wouldn't want to take it for granted. So when we get now here together with the opening of the eyes to me by Obita, I started feeling that there is need for me to understand the Luo, this properly. I took trouble. I went even up to meeting the emeritus, the Archbishop, Luo Foundation. We have pictures that we took with him. We had a friend in Lira who hosted us. Unfortunately, person, Dr. Adupa, who passed on, but it's unfortunate. Let his life rest in peace. So I started touching base now with the people from Tororo, and when Dennis told me now, we need to have a dinner that will bring people together. We talk a lot together, we eat together, we introduce even our close relatives and friends. With the intermarriages, you have a nephew whose mother comes from Kabale. You have a child whose mother comes from Kabale. They need to understand this culture. So our dinner for tomorrow, for instance, is not restricted and limited to the Luo, the West Nile, Lango, Acholi, all this and that. We are saying, let's all come in and understand the culture. What keeps us together? What makes us start having a dream for our children? The future generation. How do we blend together? How do we ensure that our culture is preserved? Because our culture is very rich. It's really rich. That in that, when you tell me where you're coming from, I want to pay attention. I want to understand what's happening. For instance, right now we feel that there is hunger. For instance, in the north, there are particular tribes that have been hit badly. We can come as a body, as a people, to lobby for the support. Recently, I got information from Operation Wealth Creation saying all those people must be provided with the seeds so that they can be able to plant, to handle the future need of food, all this and that. So you find you come as a body who can be understood. Our numbers make a lot of sense when we approach government.
Right.
So tomorrow we are out there for this dinner. We need to talk about the foundation, or Dennis Obita will take us through how the inception, how he conceived the idea, what happened exactly, what are the benefits so far, like the few I've just talked about for my personal experience. And then we now explore more, because we have a lot that we don't know. We have our culture, history, our elderly people who die with all this knowledge. We need to be taken through so that we get to understand it so well.
Right.
That's one. Two, how do we now identify ourselves so that government feels, say, yes, we have people who matter that we need to join hands with. Right. So these are things that we need to look into it together. So how does this event bridge the preserving our culture and funding our future development? When we come together, we put our brains together. When we put our brains together, knowledge is accumulation of experience. We have diverse experience that we need to package together, come up with the Luo investment profile, and then we show government, say, yes, we are a force to reckon with. We believe in the strategies of the national resistance movement, and we are not going to sit back. We are ready to operate with the government in areas like PDM, for instance, which is a very good initiative that government is coming in with. We have people who don't understand it at all. So we, from the Luo Foundation, who understand where government wants us to go, we have to come out and say, how do we mobilize our people into this? Because this is a sum total of developments at home states that will now add up to say Uganda is developing. Uganda cannot develop alone without the local population, the households coming up. And who is going to be sent? The Bible says they cannot go unless they have been sent. They cannot be sent unless they make themselves available. So the Luo Foundation is mobilizing people for development so that we make ourselves available. Government can send us. We can also come back with the voice of the people, say, government, we appreciate everything that you're doing. Right. So that's how this dinner is going to help us preserve not only our culture, but with the networking with the government so that our people can be involved in the development. That's one. Two, that is locally here. But at international level, our people are being told things which don't work here, which are not true. They say this government is bad, Uganda is not developing, all this and that. For those who left this country like 10, 20 years ago, if you come back to Kampala now, I'm telling you, you need somebody to guide you. You will not even tell me you are here for 20, 30 years before you left. No. Kampala, where it has reached now, you'll need somebody to guide you. I personally got lost one night in Kampala here.
Very possible.
We are coming from Hoima. We reached somewhere, the outskirts of Kampala, highly developed. I thought I was already in Makindi because places were, people were enjoying themselves. A lot of developments had come up. So I got lost. We started calling. I found myself near Lubiri. That's when I got to realize, I say, I think I know this place. Yes. So Kampala has developed. So our people outside need to be told, need to be updated, need to be encouraged. Say, don't withhold yourself. Whatever little you have, send it home, develop, be part of the development of Uganda. The government is doing so well. So every negative information they get, it is us now to challenge.
Right, to change the narrative.
To change the narrative. So the Luo Foundation has a lot for our people. Not until when we come together, we will not understand it.
Right.
A lot has been packaged.
Right.
Many big people from the Luo background have been involved into this. And for those who want to know it, please don't miss the dinner of tomorrow. You'll meet the people you least expect, the people you've always found it very hard to handshake. But tomorrow, that's a very good opportunity for us.
Right.
So what specific community gap is this initiative stepping in to help? Right. We have people of this generation, especially our children, who don't know how life progresses. At the youth level, you're looking at acquiring academic achievements, knowledge. But at certain level, you must plan to settle. Most of our generation, I mean this generation, a youth at 25 is not even planning to settle. He has nothing to think. Yet, few years to 40, you must have something to show. But they are just there in their luxuries. They are doing their own things. That's why you find most elderly homesteads are fading off. People are running away from the rural areas, coming to urban areas without a plan of a fallback. So these are ways that we want to bring together. We don't need to leave this to government. Government have their role to play.
Right.
We as culture, we also have a role to play in inculcating in the lives of this new generation that there must be life, there must be continuity. You must have a fallback position. You must have a home. You must take up responsibility. I wouldn't want to bring this up, but for purpose of knowledge, let me say this: we have elders in the villages who struggled and raised up children. But when these children come now to the city, for example, Kampala and Lira, they abandon the elders in the villages. So how do we now help our cultural leaders, the Awitong, the Rhodes, to do this work to ensure that people look back and want to invest at home, want to develop and take care of their elderly, you know, other than complaining to government. Government can't do everything. So the Luo Foundation is coming to close that gap.
Wow, Dr. Ongia has just given a deeper detail. And you know, as they say, that when those senior to you begin to speak and give you background and history and roots to whatever cause you're running, it helps you identify and realize where you are going, even the more and the better. Now, to Dr. Ongia's voice, allow us also add or re-echo the Archbishop Emeritus Henry Luke Orombi's voice to that exact cause.
And I'm Bishop Henry Luke Orombi, the 7th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, welcoming you to listen to my message regarding the Luo dinner. The Luo dinner. The Luo dinner is going to take place in Sheraton on the 8th of August. It is a Saturday. And I want you to know that by 5 o'clock on Saturday, the 8th, Saturday the 8th, we shall be in Sheraton. Please come, because that is a very unique thing that I think we are doing it for the first time in Uganda. It had been out there. We are celebrating the fact that as a Luo, we have a story for Uganda. We have a story for East Africa, because some of us are in Kenya, others are in Tanzania. So we have a story and we have a legacy. We are a people of a distinctive culture, and we don't want to lose that culture. It's so important for us to know that when we come together in our culture, we can come bonded together. We are in Nebi, in the Choli sub-region, in Lango, in Tororo, in Kisumu. We want to walk and work together. We want to promote our leadership, support our leadership, walk with our people, be there for them. And you can believe this, as Luo, many of the great leaders of our time have come from our own Luo legacy. So I want you to know that we want to celebrate our Luo-ness. There is nothing to apologize for our Luo-ness. There is nothing to be shy about us being Luo people. And I want you to come and celebrate with us. The food that the Luo people prepare will be in abundance. The music that we are very proud of. By the way, we people, we center our music in its all its variety in Acholi. There, I come from Nebi. We are the Alur people. But I don't want to be prejudiced. The Acholis have got variety, beauty, artistic celebrations in their music. We want to give you that, because we want to be a taste for you. I also want you to know that our togetherness is going to bond us together. We want to be together, we want to walk together, and coming to celebrate that day is going to leave a sense of togetherness, identity, because our individual identity must be protected. And then also feel proud. If you're a Luo person, feel proud of being a Luo, because some of us feel shy, some of us apologize, some of us hide. You don't need to. You are a person given authority by God to be who you are. If God put you in Nebi, he knew why he did. He put in Chole sub-region, he knew why he put you there. If he put you in Lango, he knows why. If you are in Tororo or you are in Kisumu, he knows why he put you there. And for me, as a Luo leader of substance, I believe very strongly you have a contribution to make. Here in East Africa, in your individual countries, we have a contribution to make, and so may God bless you. I want to see you there. I want you to come and celebrate your Luoness. Bring your friends who are non-Luo. Let them come have a taste of who we are. Let them come and enjoy our time together. I bless you. I thank you. The Lord give you health. The Lord give you appetite. The Lord give you the ability to come and enjoy the Luoness. In Jesus' name, amen.
And amen. Profound message at that from the Archbishop Emeritus, Henry Luke Orombi. The dinner is tomorrow, and it's what we are chewing on now. I always have a whole family from the Luo side of Uganda getting in touch with the show from Monday to Friday every single week. And this time around, you need to be part of this conversation as well, as we are inviting you. But also, even if you're not Luo, you are a Ugandan and you interact, you have a family member, you have a friend, you have a colleague, a workmate in one way or the other who is from the Luo heritage. Yes, engage and be part of this event and this conversation as well. We're looking at the Luo Legacy Dinner, and in particular, they are promoting access to preserving our cultures and heritage. Very important, especially in this day and age where everything is being westernized and we are forgetting our roots. Our roots are rather important in identifying us and promoting us to whatever purpose God has given us into this world. So 0709-602-592, be part of the conversation. In studio with me is the President, Luo Foundation, that is Dennis Obita, and the board chair of the Luo Foundation, that is Colonel retired Dr. John Francis Ongea, speaking with us this morning. Now, Dennis, over to you. Looking at tomorrow's preparations or tomorrow's event, what do the preparations look like? What is in it for the dinner itself? What should one expect?
Thank you. Thank you. That's a wonderful question. I'm not going to spill the beans out.
Okay.
I'll leave some
so.
for those that are coming in tomorrow. But I expect that there's going to be a taste of Luo, taste with the tongue. There's going to be an experience of Luo, just the ambience and the space that you're in. And there's also going to be learning and unlearning from within among us as the Luo people, but also outside, those that want to know more about Luo. And so many conversations, wonderful conversations, but the biggest takeaway is going to be the Luo Digital Museum that I spoke about last Friday when we were here, that the Luo Digital Museum is an initiative of the Luo Foundation that is actually morphing into a bigger space than just the Luo Digital Museum. So we are hoping that eventually with time we will be able to onboard all the other communities in Uganda onto the virtual museum space. Why is this important? For accessibility, like it is on the screen, for preservation, like it is also on the screen, because the physical space that we call a museum in this age and era is now not very adequate in ensuring that us as a people have access and are in touch with our culture. Because the world has moved a lot more towards the virtual digital world, it is important that we also have culture in these spaces.
Right.
And so we will be having this proposal, having this conversation, having this project launched at this dinner. And so come prepared to test what it is to be in that space. Come prepared to experience, come prepared to learn and unlearn, come prepared to be a part of this wonderful event.
Right.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the event, is there a particular dress code that we must respect?
Thank you. Part of culture is decency. And
Right.
so you have to dress decent. And we've opened up the space. We don't want you to particularly be in a back cloth, for example, but dress in something that is decent, something that has an African touch to it, something that you feel very comfortable in. It could be a bow tie that is cultural. I mean, that's got an African touch to it. It could be a bracelet or a bangle or an earpiece or a gomasi or a kanzu. But we want that you are feeling very comfortable and excited in your dressing for that space tomorrow.
Right.
But also know that there's going to be some dancing, so you have to be mindful of how you're going to dress to experience that.
Indeed, and I love that you mentioned that, because when it comes to dancing, you also don't want to abuse some of the cultural garb that we wear here in Uganda and overly get excited and abuse the signature that comes along. So indeed, I love that, Dennis, you've indeed addressed what our dress code should be like. Dr. Ongye,
Yes, please.
what message would you have for the younger generation when it comes to events such as this? And why I'm asking this is because I love the foundation you've given us in your submission. Right. It's a submission that had a perspective that a younger generation might not easily think about, yet very important to think about. So what message would you give to the younger people, who are, by the way, the largest population now of Uganda, in line with being part of such events such as this?
Right. Thanks so much, our host. About three things. One, the event of tomorrow is actually an opportunity to engage both the diaspora and the youth. To me, is very vital.
Yes.
Why? Because we'll have opportunity to collaborate, to create network. For those who are coming there tomorrow, like we have always said in the church, you'll not go back the same.
Right?
You will not.
Right.
You'll go back with an increased number of friends that you're going to have tomorrow. You'll have better world in terms of ideas, because we are going to have freedom to interact. Let me tell you, for some of us who have traveled, we've realized that the world has become a global village.
Yes.
But on the other side, we have very many youth who are dying to travel, but they cannot. Why? Because they're limited to a very small society. The only person he knows is his father, his brother, and the neighbor. But we are saying the Luo Foundation is coming out to open opportunities for our young generation, the youth. Come out. Talk to the Kano. Say, but Kano, you've been to the US, you've been to Canada, you've been to Germany, you've been to Egypt. How does it work out? Government has all the provisions to support. The challenge is people, especially the youth, don't know which button to touch.
Right.
Yes, that's one. Two, it will even open opportunity to encourage our people to study. Education is a big key. Key to the doors, keys to the international world, keys to the labor market outside there. But unless you come out for a dinner like tomorrow, it may sound like people are paying how much? 250,000 in Sheraton. 250,000 is an investment. You don't look at it like you're throwing it away. No, it's an investment. Money traces where there is money. When you put, yes, money traces where there is money. Bring 250,000, put in that dinner tomorrow. The outcome in the long term is really big. Come, let's build a collaboration, let's network, let's get ourselves into a family that you have a shoulder to lean on.
That's very profound.
Yes, you have a shoulder to lean on, and that's what we are calling the Luo Foundation.
Right. Someone comes through and says, I'm not so sure if there will be Luo literature, but someone says, I want a book titled Luo by Krazolara, JP, 1950. How much is it? In case there is, shall there be any literature?
Yes, there is literature.
Right.
We have, I think, 3 tables that is going to have varieties of books. Others specific Luo authored. And so come check it out.
Right.
Yeah, there's going to be that.
Right, indeed. To use
on top of that,
one of those new books that will be on display tomorrow is one that was recently released, authored by the Archbishop Emeritus himself. Yeah,
right.
And it's very, very good about for the young people,
right,
especially. Yeah.
Yes, yes, Doctor.
Yes, I want to encourage our listeners that the idea of opening the digital library, digital museum, is for that purpose.
Right.
So that we have our culture documented. Let me bring this experience. When I was seated in this car in Canada, no one just touches on the Bluetooth, and all the actually dance, the Luo dance, you feel at home when you're away from home. So that's what we are trying to do for everybody. We say, can we have our culture documented, where you can sit on the digital means, watch, enjoy, listen, entertain yourself.
Right.
We have a lot of plays, educative plays. Like there is one in Luo, say, where Abonyo Kwani. It was encouraging the girl child. These are stories that when we now digitalize, we now put on our museum. Anytime you want to read a book, just go straight there.
Right.
I was in Egypt. One of the biggest digital library I saw on earth is in Egypt. When you go, they have 2 museums. They have the National Museum and the Military Museum. The Military Museum, you see mainly the stories about the pharaohs and the rest. But when you go to the National Museum, there is a big screen, larger than the one I'm seeing in front there. But it is a digital. You just touch on the screen and open whatever you want. You have all the history, all the culture, all the tradition of Egyptians captured there.
Right.
This is what we are looking at in the Luo Foundation. These are things we are going to talk about tomorrow. So that anytime you need any book about the Luo migration, how our culture, how we blended, how we helped the Banyoro when they needed us, how we, there are a lot of things that need to be said, and a lot of misinformation that needs to be corrected.
Yes.
So we have not found any other forum that is going to help us better than this.
Indeed.
So the Luo Foundation is out for it,
Indeed.
up to the dot.
Indeed. So to you who is asking for the literature, I guess the best way to access this literature is tomorrow at the dinner. 250,000 Uganda shillings is all you need to access the event in itself, but interact with everything from the food to the literature to the culture to the history to the stories, everything in there has rightfully been put. Well, I want to thank you so much for watching this show. We are now closing this conversation. What time, Dennis, are we expected to be at the venue? Dennis?
4
p.m. At 250,000.
The gates are opened.
At 4 p.m.
Yes.
Right. 4 p.m. be at the Sheraton Hotel, Kampala. 250,000 Uganda shillings. And get to enjoy the Luo Legacy Dinner tomorrow. Do not miss out on that. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming through this morning.
Thank you.
And shedding a light on the Luo culture. And I do encourage you, not go watch it, but go attend the dinner. 4 p.m. Be there. All right. Good Morning Uganda does continue. For now, let's have a short break. We'll be right back.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises. If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation. When people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes,